the ingenuity of Liberians in and out of Liberia by sharing their successes, challenges, and entrepreneur endeavors with the intent to inspire other upcoming changemakers. The 1847 show also promotes the Liberian culture by creating a space for individuals to learn the history of our nation, to find solutions to problems that affect our country today. For this and much more, stay tuned for all things Liberian. We'll be right back after this short break.
Bosco baby, B to the O, S to the C O, straight out of China. I represent LIB. The song playing in the background is my latest single called Like It or Not. You can find me on social, especially YouTube at Bosco_LIB, and also on Instagram at Bosco_LIB, and also on Facebook at Bus Music. Right now, you're watching the 1847 show. You know it's about you and me and all things Liberian. So follow the 1847 show on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, and also on formerly Twitter and now X. So let's go, 2024. See you.
Hello, my name is Grace Choma Baba, founder of Destiny Creative Organization and owner at Janice Sweets. You are watching the 1847 show. The 1847 show celebrates you, me, and all things Liberian. Follow the 1847 show on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. The 1847 show, all things Liberian.
Welcome back. You're watching the 1847 show, and this is season 2, episode 3, which is part of our series called Purposeful Living. This series is dedicated to sharing the impactful stories of those who have chosen to answer the divine calling on their lives, which enables not only them, but also a countless number of people to live a life of purpose. Our guest today is Mr. Jesse Pratt, who is a Christian gospel artist and a minister at Jesse Pratt Ministries. Mr. Pratt has answered God's calling on his life by living a life of service to the kingdom and to those around him. But before we start talking all things Liberia, please don't forget to like this stream, comment, subscribe to our channel as well. We have a lot of great content here for you today. And now we're going to welcome our guest on the screen. Welcome, Mr. Pratt. How are you?
Hey, Chief. How you doing, man?
Um,
It's good to be here, Mr.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Nice having you as well. And sorry about, for those that are watching, sorry about the delay. We've had some technical
Yeah.
issues. Sometimes things don't always go as planned, but we're here now. And we have our first question for you, Mr. Pratt, is you are an artist. You're also a minister, a mentor to the youth, a husband, a father. How do you manage, your earthly and heavenly responsibilities, considering how many you have?
You know, the first thing is the grace of God, and then the next thing is that whenever God gives you a burden, he empowers you to take care of that burden. So, I mean, if God has called us into being a blessing to not just our nation, nations of the earth, we definitely we definitely need to do everything to work towards that. So that's where we stand, you know. Yeah.
So, of course, that's right. And we'll talk more about your other responsibility as well, like you being a husband. But I want to know, just like Joseph in the Bible, a lot of times God took a man from his home country, takes him into another country to develop him, to grow him, and then have him return so that he's a benefit to his home country. So tell us how that story is true in your life. How has God taken you from your home country and into another foreign land and brought you back? If you want to share a little light on that for us.
Okay. Um, so some few years ago, I had, I want to say, opportunity to leave from here and do some stuff in Nigeria, to do some things, not just for the kingdom, but some growth, some things that brought growth to our ministry into that work that we do some few years back. And since then, it has been massive. And the Lord told us to come back in 20. That was about, I think, 2018. Come back to Liberia and change the narrative of gospel music in our nation. I mean, and then we will see that our nation will move forward in gospel music. And since then, we've been seeing uh, a great transformation, great change working out. I mean,
Okay.
beyond expectation. I mean, that's probably the glory that change, and there's been a shift. I mean, in the atmosphere and of what we do here in Liberia. So, I mean, if you make you have to leave heaven to come here. Sometimes what God does is that He takes you from your comfort zone, brings you back. I did the same. I was, apart from doing music, I do a lot of preaching also. He did the same Moses. He just grew up as a priest because he lived with Pharaoh, so he grew up in Pharaoh's palace. So he grew up as a prince, and then he had to leave from there, go into the wilderness because God knew that He was going to put him over that overheaded people and that might not listen to him sometimes. I'm going to take you to to take care of goat. That your big goat is going somewhere else. Because I know that I'm going to take you to some people that might not listen to you. And then he brought him back. The difference, God used him to lead the children of Israel out of out of Egypt. So I mean, it's always in the business of, it doesn't matter the sector. We get it wrong sometimes, that we think that it's only in the God can use your job, even at different places. You're a minister. You don't have to be a minister, a pastor. So long you understand what God has called you to do. God might have around a doctor, and you're still doing the work of God. It's not when you sit in the church and then you're helping people. You're being a blessing because true grace is necessary. So and that's how I came back. And then we started to uh, do started to go help and make our own. So every other thing.
Okay. Very good. And it's hard most times, honestly, as God is working on people. It's difficult for most people, at least, to understand that He's moving those parts. He's putting things into place. So at what point in your life did you realize that it was God that was making those moves to get you in the right place at the right time? At what point in your life was that prevalent for you?
So I mean, I remember being a kid. Uh, my dad would say that, listen, I believe that you're going far, and my dad is going to. My dad would always say that, hey, listen, like I remember one time that my daddy went to bed, my father, and then he got up. He said, Jesse, I had a dream, and I saw you ministering at the big stadium, and I saw that the entire to hear you minister, and it was power packed 16 years ago. And then
And look at you,
he said, I saw you on season.
you just recently were at
Then
FCD.
I tell you, and then I saw you on the big Bowls. I saw you on the big bosses. And God was using you certainly in our nation. In I mean, my father had that dream many years. And we get up and go in front of the mirror and sing to the mirror and be a blessing. And then me into doing great things for him. Things I was doing. You know, some people will say that when God opened door, my sign came different. And then he remember when I got a relationship with him, and then he told me, he said that I'm carrying you through it. I even wrote a song that says that uh, it's the kingdom you have to those who value their lives they enter inside, and then glory comes with pain, but it's for wonder. But the glory of Jesus Christ when revealed, Jesus had to die. There's a place of death in our dispensation, physical this where your flesh give way to the spirit. God can call you, can call you to do anything more than your spirit. You still have a problem. So where I started to where where I started to demand, where I started to put stuff in place, all that the Lord was using, not just to our nation, but to all nations. Like, oh yeah, this is a call. This is where God has led me to do. So this is where I am. Yeah.
Did you ever ask yourself why me? Like out of all the people, out of all the young men that could be willing to be the next Jesse Pratt, did you ever ask God, why did you choose me?
I'm still asking myself that I mean. I'm still asking that question every day. Why me? And I mean that, there's a saying that we normally say that when preparation meets opportunity, I mean, there is a blast. So, so the Jesse Brad thing, there have been years of preparation. There have been years of preparation in the wilderness. There have been years of preparation where we'll go to churches and we'll go to places to be a blessing, and after we're not blessed. I mean, we used to go and sing many years ago in Liberian. We walk to go home. We walk miles to go home. I mean, they're just so many. There's not comes. There has to be God that can just give anything easy. If God, that's what He said. He did not say you sit down and will bless you. No, you said I will bless the work of your doing. You just sleeping, so uh, and getting, and maybe God blessing you, you working, and God pushing you. So there's a place that a lot of us don't grace. But about should we say grace show up so that sin should we continue? Okay, yeah, should we continue in sin? So the scripture I'm trying to look for. Should we continue in sin so that grace should abound? Certainly no. So it is more of, I mean, I'm not trying to more of seeds and allowing it to it, being a place to yourself, living the right life. That's what I've noticed lacking in our country. And you see that not a lot of people that are going beyond the walls of it's because we get so yet comfortable yet my daughter in the background. You know, this is one of the things
It's
that
one
I
of
think
your earthly responsibilities. It's one of your earthly responsibilities. You understand?
yes, yes, sir, yes. So I hope that can answer your question.
Absolutely, and thank you for highlighting on that. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is God gave a man a vision. But a lot of times, there needs to be a companion that comes along and helps you with that vision. And it's one of the most
Sorry,
important
can you
decisions that a man
can you
will
come
make.
again, please? Can you come in?
Yes. So God, I was saying that God gave us a vision. However, there needs to be a companion at a later time in our life that will come along and help us fulfill that God vision, right? That God given vision. So, how did you end up choosing your soulmate? What led up to that, and how did you know she was the right woman for you to accompany you in this purposeful living?
Mm. Wahala be like wahala be like bicycle. I say wahala be like bicycle. Wait, uh, I mean, sometimes uh, I need a sense. Adam told God, see the woman you found for me, that she didn't want to bring me harder. Cause I found a woman for me. But he said, the Lord told me that you're my wife. It can happen, though, don't get me wrong. Bro. But most of the time, you have seen some things. That's why you are convinced that she's your wife. If you have seen some things that you love and stuff like that, that's why you're convinced. So it's more of your conviction, more of my conviction. It wasn't really about it was motion, and then certain kind of qualities that. And then the Lord has told me that Jesse, you're going to be a blessing to the nations. So there will come some days and some times that you be trying to be going to the nations. You're going to be so that a person carrying on clandestine operation. Hallelujah. Are you
Amen. Amen.
honestly somebody that you can and then and you're able to be able to and you as long as I saw the woman go and know that we have to. So that's
So where did you meet this woman? Was it in Nigeria, in Liberia? Where exactly? We want to know some specifics. Apologies to those that are watching. The internet has been lagging a bit, but hopefully he comes right back. Are you there? Hello? Okay, if you're watching, this is the 1847 show. Thank you guys for watching and staying engaged as well. We highly, highly
Hello?
encourage you to take the time and like our page. Yes, are you back?
Yes, I'm back.
Yeah, we're asking
You
where exactly did you meet this woman? We just want to know, was it in Nigeria or was it in Liberia
no,
as well?
uh, no, she's a Liberian. So funny enough, I came back home. I was on a call with her friend, and then I don't think I've ever said this to her in an interview. So she was like, "Who are you talking to?" And then her friend was like, "There's one guy called Jesse Pratt. He's a gospel artist." And then she was like, "But I don't know him." Is it the one that's taking your time kind of thing now? What you think that, man, a big
Mhm. Oh man.
boy and stuff like that? So something just calling.
Man, the devil is trying to do something here today. The internet is lagging. But if you're watching, this is the
Hello?
1847 show. I'm your host. Yeah, go ahead. Yes, can you hear me?
I love the video. Okay, now I'm back. Yeah, so that's
Are
how we
they
got
is it
connected.
because you're receiving a
From
call?
no, yes, I was having a couple of calls coming in through the
Do
internet.
you want to put it on do not disturb?
I'm using my
That actually helps. If you put the phone on do not disturb.
okay, all right. I think I come to another internet, so I'm good. I should be good.
Okay, awesome. Go ahead.
Yeah. So 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 met through a mutual friend. Yep, and then we still talk from there. Everything else is history.
Okay, through a mutual friend. Usually that's how a lot of love stories starts, my man. It
Yeah,
starts with a friend request.
I tell you, my friends.
Uh, but you know, to be quite honest with you, you have quite the resume. I will tell you that much.
Sir,
As far as
eh?
as far as your dating profile, you have quite the resume. So I'm pretty sure you just need to meet the right woman, and you should already be convinced.
I tell you,
But
yeah.
thank God for you, my man. You are able to find your soulmate, your companion, who can help you fulfill God's purpose on your life.
I know where you find yourself, or do you
Huh?
already have yours?
It's
So let me interview you. When are you finding yours?
I actually already have mine. Her name is Gracious Woto, and we're trying to make things happen as well. We want to be as blessed as you are, bringing glory to the kingdom of you, my man.
Wow,
Yes,
nice,
but
nice,
your
beautiful,
question,
nice,
your
nice.
question almost caught me off guard.
Don't worry, you're back on. You're back on. Back on.
Yeah, I'm
You're
used to
back
being
on.
the one
Yeah.
asking questions. But thank you. So let's talk about your time in Nigeria a little bit before we go for a break. You also serve as a music director, and you are also you did a lot of things in Nigeria that has prepared you for this part of your life. So do you want to highlight on those things? What are some key things that you did in Nigeria that is helping you now in your ministry?
Yeah, I did a lot of things. I mean, we young work with a couple of artists, and then we did a lot of things. We did music school. We did so many things. If I'm gonna start to explain, but I mean, we were prepared. We work in King's Court as as a backup singer. From there, we were able to uh, help with the leadership of the music department for a while, and then yeah, so we grew in the entire thing. We did not just drum and just appear and started to do it. It's something that we grew doing. I serve a lot of music ministers that are global now. I served them and started to know them. I mean, as good friends even before they got popular. People like Nathaniel Bassi, people like Judy K. These are my good friends. People like yeah, this place and some other really popular guys. But it doesn't, I don't say much at the time. Just quiet about it. I don't people that we we grew up singing. From there, going to travel to different nations around the world. So to be a blessing to to these nations. So it is a blessing. I mean, I just put everything in one long song.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one of the things that your career, your music career, or your ministry has afforded you is the ability to travel and provide leadership training to other leaders as well. And you've been to several countries, Kenya, Sierra Leone, all around Africa. So tell us, is that one of your major benefits of being involved in the ministry, or is there something else that you most like
Yeah.
about what you have been called to?
So so what happened is that I was sharing with someone the other day, and the person was like, "Do you really mean that?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm a gospel artist. I sing and whatsoever, but can you believe that I was not really called to sing?" And the person was like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Singing is not my calling." But he said, "But you sing. In fact, you sing well. In fact, you're one of the people that can really sing for our nation that are doing well." I say, "Yes, but can you believe that that's not my primary calling?" And I was like, "What's your?" And the person said, "So what's your primary calling?" And I was like, um, growing worship leaders, um, teaching people the essence of worship, teaching people how to live as a worship leader. So one of the things that we do also is that we host seminar in some places. People invite us and hold seminars that we go to teach on worship leading in nations of the earth. That's one major thing that we do. We were in Freetown. We did some there. We were in yeah. We did some. We were in. We've even done some around Liberia, and then in Nigeria. We're going to be going back to Jos, Nigeria. We're going to be having a a time there of worship and bro. There's going to be some teaching, and so the Lord has helped us. And then we're looking at doing South Africa, so very soon, and then some other nation very soon, some other nation very soon. So do a lot of things here there to be a blessing for a lot of nations and do teaching. And then there's some good numbers of people because a lot of people that are worshiping without knowledge. They're called worship leaders, they're called singers, they're songwriters, but also they're also me what that understand what it means to worship, what it means to worship. So not before talk about worship with knowledge. when she said, but earlier, and they said, you don't know who you worship. And it goes on and say, all true worshiper, there will come a time in the season that all true worshiper will seek the Father in spirit and in truth. I mean, blah, 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 goes on. So for you to be able to worship, you have to know. Just knowing worship is not just singing song is an expression of worship. It's not worship. Worship is the
Mm.
life you live as the obedience that you live. So this knowledge,
Amen.
we don't know. So you see inquires around here, the singing and whatsoever, and you know, I mean, but it's in power because they're still singing worship, they're not living worship. The moment you get to a place where you start to live worship, then you become worship. So that's one thing that we're trying to allow.
Singing is not worship. The internet. Anyways, if you're watching, thank you for joining us. Please do take the time and follow the 1847 show. As you can see, we have a lot of great interviews coming here throughout the year. Mr. Pratt, are you there? Are you with us? The internet is. Hello? I can't hear you if you're speaking. Can't hear you. Yeah, I think it might be muted. Can't hear you. No, no. Maybe try rejoining. Nope, not yet. Not yet. I would leave and try rejoining and let's see, maybe that will fix it. Anyways, no, still can't hear you. So for those that are watching, hang in there. We'll take a short break as we try to fix this internet issue. Of course, you've been watching. Our guest, he is Mr. Jesse Pratt, and his internet looks like it's back now. Let's see here. Maybe it's muted. You want to check the microphone and see if we can unmute it. But your internet looks fine. Can you hear me now? All right. So he just dropped off. We'll take a short break. But in the meantime, if you can, please go ahead and let's see if he's back. How about now? Can you hear me? I cannot hear you. I'm not sure. Is it connected to a Bluetooth or something? But yes, 1 second, guys. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Hang in there.
Purposeful, baby. B to the O, S to the C, O, straight out of China. I represent LIB. The song playing in the background is my latest single called Like It or Not. You can find me on social, especially YouTube at Bosco_LIB, and also on Instagram at Bosco_LIB, and also on Facebook at Bus Music. Right now, you're watching the 1847 show. You know it's about you and me and all things Liberian. So follow the 1847 show on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, and also on formerly Twitter and now X. So let's go, 2024.
All right. Welcome back. Thank you for joining. So we've been having a little bit of internet issues here. Let's see. Mr. Pratt, can you hear me? I am still not hearing you. If you can hear me, I'm still not hearing you. I'm not sure what's going on. Let's see if the audience. Can the audience hear him? I thank you for still commenting because the stream is a little rough due to the internet. But is it on mute or anything? No? All right, so they said they can't hear you as well. Okay, thank you, Pasa Mayube. Nada ni un pasario ma if I miss him. Okay. Still not hearing you, sir. Francis James, thank you as well. Eric, thank you as well. It's the devil. The devil, once you start talking about God and Satan, the whole hell can be on fire. So he's trying to misbehave here. But yeah, thank you for letting us know. All right, so he just left. Now, y'all, please take the time. I come and call you one by one. Josh, please take the time and go follow the 1847 show. Pastor, please take the time and go follow the show. Francis, you as well. Y'all, please follow the 1847 show. Let's see who's here, if it's going to work now. Can you hear me, sir? I'm sticking. I'm confused now. I had the other technical problem. It was working. I hear the other one. It was working fine. I don't know what's going on. My man, we might need you to turn your other version of the ministry on, the preaching power, and preach to the thing. Okay, thank you, Pastor, for following the 1847 show. Josh, we're waiting for you to let us know if you're following you. Okay, he's still trying to join. But of course, you guys know that we're here to support and promote all things Liberian. So if you are a Liberian and you're not following the 1847 show, that's a problem. You're wrong. So please take the time as we're trying to settle this internet issue. Please follow the 1847 show. We have a lot more content for you guys, and we want you to not miss out on them. But we'll give him a little time here, and we'll take a short break. So hang in there for us, and we'll be right back.
Purposeful, baby. B to the O, S to the C, O, straight out of China. I represent LIB. The song playing in the background is my latest single called Like It or Not. You can find me on social, especially YouTube at Bosco_LIB, and also on Instagram at Bosco_LIB, and also on Facebook at Bus Music. Right now, you're watching the 1847 show. You know it's about you and me and all things Liberian. So follow the 1847 show on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, and also on formerly Twitter and now X. So let's go, 2024. See you.
So he's back here. Let's see if we can make this work now. Mr. Pratt, are you there? I'm hearing some sound. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you now. Hear me. but I think the camera
Yes.
is
We just need you to flip the camera. All right, that's good. You know, the devil, he's powerful, but nothing close to God, so we'll make this work. Let's see here. Just flip the screen for us, and then we'll bring you back to the main. Cool. And then for those of you who have taken the time to follow the 1847 show, we appreciate that as well. Thank you for following. All right. Hello, Mr. Pratt, are you there? Can you hear me? Liberian internet. But anyways, for those of you in the comments, if you have any questions, maybe for the artist or the minister or myself, please put in the comments. We can use the time to answer those questions while we wait for him to rejoin. So go ahead, put your questions there. Roland, thank you for engaging. Thank you for following. Please take the time, Roland, we said, to follow the 1847 show on Facebook, Instagram, and so on. But yeah, drop your comments or your questions in the comment, and we'll be able to read those out and answer them as much as possible while we wait here. So let's see who will be the first. I think Basil has a question here. Okay, guys, and while we're waiting, I do want to say we're not going to be playing any of his music here today because this is not the music fest. We just wanted to interview the artist on his life and what he does, talk a little bit about the music, but not necessarily play anything. So if you haven't listened to the artist yet, you're really missing out. I heard two of the songs prior and then some this morning as well. And I must say the song called Take Control is a very nice song. And if you haven't listened to it, please go and check it out. He's on all platforms. So you should be able to find it, Take Control. And then another one that I listened to this morning as well was Yahweh. Yahweh and Take Control. So those are good songs. I encourage you to go and check them out. He's a very talented artist. And most importantly, a great man of God. Yes, blessing. Papa, take control. So a lot of us in our own lives, we need God to take control because to be quite fair with you, either we have no clue or we have an idea, but we have no direction. So whatever the case is, you still need God to take control. So the sooner you allow him to take control, the better off your life will be. So listen to the song, be inspired, and allow God to take control in your life. Thank you for commenting. Yes, if you have any questions, concerns, anything about the artist or about our platform, myself, I would love to answer that. And we'll give him a few minutes here. If he's unable to join because of internet, then we'll have to cut the interview a little shorter than expected. All right. Let's take a short break and we'll be right back.
Purposeful, baby. B to the O, S to the C, O, straight out of China. I represent LIB. The song playing in the background is my latest single called Like It or Not. You can find me on social, especially YouTube at Bosco_LIB, and also on Instagram at Bosco_LIB, and also on Facebook at Bus Music. Right now, you're watching the 1847 show. You know it's about you and me and all things Liberian. So follow the 1847 show on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, and also on formerly Twitter and now X. So let's go, 2024. See you.
All right, we have a question here by George. So George says, I want to know if the minister is willing to help other incoming minister to build them up. So yes, he does already do that, and we've talked a little bit about it. So he said, interesting thing is his calling is not actually music; is actually to mentor and groom music leaders, worship leaders, and all that. So that is actually his calling, and because that is his calling, he focused a lot of his time traveling, training people in and outside of Liberia, and grooming youth leaders. Because, like he said, worship is not just the singing. Singing is the manifestation of what you have lived in your life. And once you live like a Christian, you live like a worship leader, then you manifest it through singing. So, yes, he's already helping to groom people. If you want to know specifically how you can benefit, of course, you can follow the ministry on social media and it will have all of that information there. But it looks like he's back here, so we'll bring our artist back. Hello, Mr. Pratt. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you. Hope you.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. All right. Thank
So
you.
just briefly to give George the best possible answer, he asked if you would be willing to mentor other ministers to build them up. And I was answering it briefly for you, but if you want to just answer that briefly before we move on, just for George. The question is on the screen as well.
I mean, I mentor a lot of young people that are willing to be mentored because a lot of times what people do is that they want to come on your platform, not willing, and so you find that a lot of them what they're just trying to do is that allow me come on your platform, but it's not and learn how you do this thing or how do you go about this thing, but they just want to just come. So, in fact, right now we mentor a lot of young people. We mentor a lot of young people. In fact, you should even interview. There's one of our mentees. I mean, we just did a song that went viral. There's a Bassa song, Kid. I mean, young we are. Yeah, so I don't know if you saw that piece, that piece with the bass on it.
Not
It's
yet,
really,
but
it's
I'll
really
definitely check it out.
yeah. I will send you his contact. So one of these days you can have him on your show also. So I mean, that's one of our mentees. We even I remember some I was training and
Yes, sorry, oh, my
so
people.
we
Blessing
do a
you.
lot of that.
Everybody, yes, sorry for the
Yeah,
internet. We're trying to make it work. Our country, like, bro, it was us.
yeah. Bye.
Yeah. But thank you for that as well. And we'll just move on. So you have an upcoming event in April that's pretty much going to be a combination of a training workshop and also a concert. And you have people from
Yeah,
London, from the United States, from Kenya, Nigeria. And during that time as well, you're looking to promote Liberian artists on the global stage. How are these artists selected?
yeah.
How are the 20 Liberian artists selected?
I mean, things that I love to do is that for me to be able to bring on my platform, it should be a blessing to me. That's one thing. And most of the people that we're going to be working with on that event, these are guys that are blessing to me. I mean, uh, especially from Liberia, like a friend of mine, Paul Harding. He is he has been my friend for years, so we do a lot of things together. Yeah, and then we're bringing Brenda Dean and Theophilus Dabie. Theophilus Dabie also is a blessing to the body of Christ, and he's been there for years. And he's one of the people that uh, we we grew up looking to when it comes to music and ministering and whatsoever. So we have a lot of people that we bring on our platform to also promote because just a local platform, it's an international platform. Yeah. So that.
Okay. So typically, when we think of gospel music, many people think of praise and worships, but how diversified does the gospel industry need to be to appeal to the new generations of Christians who might have a slightly different taste in music?
Right now, Liberia to me, not just in Liberia, listen to our songs, they're following. Number one, quality, good quality. Number one, quality. I stress on quality a lot. I do a lot of investment. One of the things that a lot of artists in our nation not really taking serious that quality. They're just knocking it and releasing it. There's any kind of radio station that won't play any kind of songs globally if it's not good quality. So quality, and then number two, prepare. If you must do this, number three, what is your lyrics? Is it a complaint? You know, I was just talking to a white guy today that came to triple our nation. Kudos to a lot of people that came before us. They did a lot of things, and we thank God. Thank you. We also stress that stress that is any music than actually true worship than worshiping. Complaining to God. That but else, I need your grace. Papa, let me hear. You know, that's what worship song. Maybe one email song gonna ask him, but you know, they will need it is the content of the song that defines the song. Do you understand what I mean? Of the song that
Absolutely.
defines the song.
Absolutely.
So I believe that that's one thing that we really need to focus. We really need to focus on to get that kind of quality out of our nation. Listen, we have gift. Listen, I tell you this, there's a lot of gifted people. What we don't have is people.
Yeah.
People have a lot of gifted people. What we don't have is process people. If you're doing something, somebody don't know how you're doing it. They just want to just come and just do it. No, 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 sir. What are you putting into place? How are you doing this? How are you doing that? What are you doing that you're surviving? That you're pushing this thing to the next level? Can we come and learn? Can we come and stay where we're going? You know, everybody just will talk about one thing. We'll do this. We'll do this. Nah, 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 nah. When I said to people like Moses Bliss, when I said to these guys, I don't go and do it. Me and my artist thing stay somewhere else. I go and ask her, how are you doing this? You're doing this. So when I come back home, what I've learned, I'm invitation, have something different. So that's it. That's what we are.
So when we talk about diversification, also the quality, like you said, the lyrics that we put out, we got to be mindful of those. But let's talk a little bit about the style of music. So you have your typical praise and worship music. What about rap music as well? What place does the rap has in the gospel industry? Do you want to highlight a little bit on that and how necessary is rap music into this industry?
My God. Okay, so if you're watching right now, listen and hear what I'm talking about. Come to, is it ATS? Spoken Mission tomorrow. What time?
Sunday, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, I think by 4 or 5. 4 o'clock. If you want to know what rap music is doing in the gospel industry, there's a guy called Preacher. You need to Preacher Man on the show. Preacher Man is one of the most influential rap gospel artists in the nation.
Can you ask that man to send me his contact, please, so I can bring you on the show?
Contact. I know his song of it. I will not have him man for it. Get man for it. And that guy to fold up place. The guy is good. This guy raps with the anointing. Raps and people are slain under the spirit. Trust me.
What's his name again?
This guy have.
I want to look it up.
Preacher Man. He has an incredible testimony. He was a zog on the street. He transformed me. So trust me. What if you're interviewing? You're even blessed. When you listen to testimony, even more than him, because he has a crazy testimony. That's one person that you must bring. In fact, I will ensure that you bring him on your.
Awesome. We have another music fest coming up, so we'll definitely consider that as well. Preacher Man.
Yeah. No.
Oh,
It's something else. Yes.
Okay. So another thing I want us to talk about a little bit is for new artists who are struggling to find their identity in the gospel industry. They either they want to decide, hey, should I be a gospel musician? Should I be a gospel artist, or should I go in just as an artist who happens to be a Christian? Now, this is, I have an artist as well. His name is NF. He's my favorite rapper. He's an American rapper. He's a Christian, but he does not like being identified as a Christian rapper because he says, if you're a doctor who happens to be a Christian, when you introduce yourself, do you tell people that you're a Christian doctor, or are you just a doctor? You understand? So for people who are struggling to find their identity, if they want to be a gospel artist or if they just want to be an artist, what advice would you give to those type of people?
For me, I was signed a religion. I have a relationship, which is very important. But I'm very straightforward. It's either black or white. You're not a Christian rapper. You are a normal rapper. You're a Christian. You have good morals. That's fine. In fact, I've met some people that are not known as Christian artists, but they have good morals. In fact, invite them to experience. Timmy Dakolo is in Nigeria. Timmy Dakolo has sung really powerful song, but then his songs are not vocal. It's not songs that you will not play for small children. No, he has good morals. So I mean, nobody have a problem with you doing contemporary music. You just make sure the music is clear and good. If I make clear and good, I was ministering at the LMA, and then before I came up, I had one of Liberian artists come up before me, and my guys were laughing because at the back of the stage, I had to be praying those and they just be clearing the stick because you got a particular song. This guy does is very if I was it's something else. I mean, so doing this and doing that. I mean, for just before I went up on stage, can you can sing whatsoever, but you, it left with you. If you want to be, everybody have a choice. Me, I have my own opinion to push on. Everybody's entitled to. The major thing is that you fulfill what you were made to. That's my own answer to productive in where you find yourself. That's the most important thing. Yeah.
Very, very wise answer, my man. Very wise answer. Now we're close to the end of the interview. Is there anything specifically that we haven't touched on that you want to talk about before we conclude this interview today? Maybe any of your upcoming projects in terms of music or anything of that sort.
Um, okay. So we have this workshop. In talking about being mentor, we have this workshop. It is have we're working with some of the big global marketers. Like we have a team that is coming from Nigeria for that workshop. From the symphony groups, they're a major distribution platform. They distribute for some of the biggest artists in Africa and around the world. They're coming. We're working in partnership with them. We work in partnership with them. So it's a time to come and learn, and not just how to what to sing, but how to market what you sing, or how to go about it, or how to register with them, that they can be able to market you to the world. So there's a piece of and also if you have a good content. So we're going to be teaching a lot of things, and then we're going to be we're going to be teaching. There's a lot of things that are going to be ones and, and about the music and artists, but you don't know about the industry, you don't know the norm and whatsoever, you don't know how to go about it, you don't know how to do the workshop. Is going to be massive. We got people that we got one of Nigeria biggest and finest particular person mentor Moses Blessings. He taught, teacher taught him. He's coming to Liberia. So it's anybody that doing music come for that workshop. Must to make the workshop free, so we can be able to have a lot of people come. Money that going to April, we made it free so the industry can grow. So grow. Please make it your way. Come and learn 50. So you don't just be singing. So at least what you and some money can come out of it. So apart from that, also there's going to be we don't just do physical. We do spiritual after physical. We want an invitation that we're going to be a blessing to you. So you don't want to miss that. You don't. I have a friend coming up as Elijah. That guy is a blessing to me. He's one of the that are doing campus ministry. He's going to be doing some impartation whatsoever. It's going to be a very and African fortune. He has been a blessing. So we want to have a full house. It's something that grab your people. Come stop complaining about the Liberian gospel music in the day. Blah 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 blah. Come and learn. Come and learn what to do, so that pastor will not be hard to pay your way. So that pastors can respect you also as a music. Call you for a program, they can know that. Yeah, it's important. Be intentional what you and then on Sunday we have the to come, a time of worship and a time free. We're not doing anything. We're not charging. That's why we have partners with, and we still asking people if you want to work in partners. Because this work is big God, and we're spending of dollars are going into this. So we're sending a word out there. If you want to be a blessing, if you want to support this event, you can contact us, send us a DM. My team or me, we're gonna tell you how you can support this work because it is massive.
Awesome. So a
I hope I
lot
touched
on your
almost
plate, a
everything.
lot. Yes, a lot to come and a lot to look forward to for you and your team. Thank you for sharing those as well. Now, the last thing I want to ask you here is, for those of the people that are watching and people that aspire to be like you in any way, shape, or form, maybe to be an artist or just the minister part of your work to minister to other people, or just the husband part of your work to be a good husband, a good father. What advice do you have to give to that young person, maybe a smaller version, a younger version of you a few years back? What advice would you give to them so that when it comes time to have the responsibilities like you have now, so that they're successful at it and they don't have to go through the same struggles that you experience?
Okay. One is you're missing out. Know God for yourself. Don't depend on the pastor's relationship. The next thing is that be a consistent young man. Consistency based. Do not listen till you are good for nothing or whatsoever. Listen, if there's one thing that anybody can argue with, is this result. It is not what happened. What it is result. People can never argue with result. People can argue with processes and whatsoever, but so long you have the right result, people cannot argue. And the only thing that I know that brings the right result is consistency. A lot of times we give us so quick, we give us so early, and we don't achieve the things that God has called us to do. Listen, you're making a big mistake. Make sure that you are consistent with what you're doing. If you're knocking the old car behind the house, knock it consistently with skills. In the Bible, when Saul was looking for someone to drive the evil spirit away, they said that we have a young man that is skillful. When they got David, skillful in what he does. I just read the scripture the other day. Skillful in what he does. And that's how David came on board. So you need to, you cannot be a singer and don't know how to play any instrument. So the anointing is one aspect, but forget the anointing in this thing that I'm telling you right now. And the act, when you add the anointing, is a plus for you. But there is an art. The moment you get to know it, you're good. You can pray, you sing, correct, my brother. Nobody will listen to you. If you're not talented, if you just create yourself or nurture yourself into a finished product, nobody will be. Come to the market before to buy. Maybe you are facing biscuit and the flour will stay raw. Will you buy?
Absolutely not.
Yes, that's how they are. They want people to eat. It's not beneficial to them. They will follow you sometimes because you're a blessing to them when they listen to the lyrics, the songs. Come up with songs, or we sing songs. That's why when we release a song, it takes over the nation. It is a blessing to people. So I'm just encouraging you certain level of are consistent in what you're doing, and God will bless you because He blessed the work for Him. Yeah. So that's my point. I take your time. I think we're good.
Yes. So two things I myself I'm walking away with today is one, like you just now said, is being consistent. being consistent in whatever it is that God has called us to do. And that consistency is what drives the results. So if you want the results, if you want the outcome, if you want the platform, like you may have, if somebody aspired to have that platform, the way you get there is by being consistent. And for some, that might take a few months. For others, that might take years. But overall, be consistent. And then another thing is that you talk about that I want to recap on is the ability for us to not just want success, but be willing to be able to get processed. So a lot of people you share that they see the platform, they want to come on your platform, oh, they have talents, they want to showcase their talent, but they are not yet ready. They're not processed as you describe. So firstly, is being processed. And what does that process look like? Being willing to be humble, being willing to go through, the experiences, to learn from somebody who is ahead. And those are all things that we kind of overlook. Everybody just wants success that is overnight. But from words, from you, is it does not happen overnight. It happens through consistency, which drive results. It happens through our ability to be willing to be mentored, which is being processed so that when the time comes, we're ready and we can take on that responsibility. A platform like yours was not grown overnight. It was grown over a period of time where you are being processed by God, we are being processed by other people in the ministry as well. So for those that are watching, hopefully you got some things to learn from this as well. But that's it, Mr. Pratt. Anything else you would like to share before we close this?
God bless you. I think our some generational worship is April 20th and 21st. Worship share memory. Everybody that do music. Let them come and learn. Immediately not interested, invite them. Let them come and learn about this thing. And just the concert is free of charge. Listen, make your way there. God bless you. I love you. Thank you, fans and friends and families. Listen, it is because of you that I'm here. It's not because I can sing. It's because of your support. Please, I love you. Thank you so much for your support. God bless you. Yeah.
Yeah, can you please tell your people and your fans to follow the 1847 show and why it's important, my man? Please take the time to.
Hey guys, listen for the 7 show. I believe that the guys, if they want, they're very intentional with what you're doing. And listen, follow them. I tell you that their content is very, very nice. Please go out there, click follow on every platform. Follow the 1847 show. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Amen. We're here to support and promote all things Liberian. So thank you for that. Thanks as well. Thanks to your team for helping us settle all this, the men in the background. We appreciate you. And to everyone watching, you've been watching the 1847 show. I've been your host, Prince Lamin Jabo. And of course, we have one comment that just came in. Let me show you here. Basa, thanks for following the whole time. And yes, everybody watching, you can follow us. We're on, we're on all social media platforms. And for today, this has been season 2, episode 3, part of our series called Purposeful Living. Thank you guys for following. Until next time, God bless you and God bless our beautiful Mama Liberia. Take care.
Purposeful, baby. B to the O, S to the C, O, straight out of China. I represent LIB. The song playing in the background is my latest single called Like It or Not. You can find me on social, especially YouTube at Bosco_LIB, and also on Instagram at Bosco_LIB, and also on Facebook at Bus Music. Right now, you're watching the 1847 show. You know it's about you and me and all things Liberian. So follow the 1847 show on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, and also on Formula